Aston Martin secured third place at the Bahrain race and completely shook up the competition. I mean, nobody saw this coming. They not only beat the legendary Mercedes team, but also outperformed Ferrari. It's like they were saying, watch out, we're here to win. And let's talk about their driver, Fernando Alonso. He's an absolute legend and a force to be reckoned with on the track. With a top-notch car and a champion driver, Aston Martin is definitely a team to watch this season. Fans can't wait to see what surprises they have in store for us. This could be the beginning of an epic season full of twists and turns. Aston Martin's performance was out of this world at the Bahrain race. I mean, this is some serious underdog stuff. Nobody was expecting them to pull off a top 3 finish, especially after flying so far under the radar during the offseason. But get this, just a few months ago, they were hanging on in 7th place in the Constructors' Championship. Fast forward to now, and they've made a quantum leap forward to produce what many are calling the second fastest car on the track. It's like they went from zero to hero in the blink of an eye. And let's not forget how tough it is to make progress in Formula 1. Most teams are lucky to move up 1 or 2 positions per year. It's a real grind. But not Aston Martin, oh no. They're rewriting the rules and proving that anything is possible if you've got enough grit and determination. I don't know about you, but I'm buzzing with excitement to see what else they've got in store for us this season. This is what F1 is all about, unexpected twists and turns, and epic comebacks that defy the odds. Aston Martin has blown everyone's mind with their insane leap forward in F1. Even their rivals are shook about how they managed to up their game so dramatically this season. It's like they hacked the system and found the secret formula for success. Sure, it's a bit of a kick in the pants for their competitors to realize that someone else is doing a better job. But at the same time, everyone is taking notes on how Aston Martin has managed to pull off such an epic transformation. Let's take a look. First, the price cap. The F1 cost cap has been a real game changer. It was put in place to protect teams from going bankrupt due to reckless spending and to level the playing field by narrowing the gap between the haves and the have-nots. And let me tell you, it's really done the trick. The top teams have had to cut back on staffing and development, which has given the well-funded midfield teams like Aston Martin a real chance to shine. In fact, Aston Martin has been able to thrive under the cost cap restrictions. They've been operating near the limit, which has allowed them to build their team up in a more organic way. Technical director Dan Fallows has even said that they've been able to increase their spending without sacrificing too much. Basically, being under the cost cap has given them a real advantage compared to teams that started off over the limit and had to make painful cutbacks. It just goes to show that sometimes restrictions can actually be a good thing. Up next is infrastructure. In the world of Formula 1, teams may have equal budgets, but they're certainly not created equal when it comes to their infrastructure assets. This means that teams with older facilities, like McLaren, are at a disadvantage when trying to keep up with the big boys. The likes of Red Bull, Ferrari, and Mercedes have had years to invest in state-of-the-art facilities, giving them a significant advantage that's hard to overcome in the short term. But Aston Martin isn't content with being left in the dust. They've realized the importance of upgrading their infrastructure and are in the process of constructing a brand spanking new factory, sim and wind tunnel. And while they wait for these toys to be ready, they're not sitting by idly. Aston Martin has made significant investments in their Silverstone base, ensuring that they have the access to the latest and greatest equipment. One of the keys to their success has been their deal to use the Mercedes wind tunnel. After all, if it's good enough for a multiple championship winning team, it has to be decent, right? Alpine team boss Otmar Zafnauer agrees, stating that there's no penalty for sharing a great facility like the Mercedes wind tunnel. But while the Mercedes wind tunnel is serving them well for now, Aston Martin knows that they need to keep pushing for sustained performance gains in the future. And that means investing in their own facilities and having the flexibility to test the way they want. So, while they may be playing catch-up at the moment, Aston Martin is determined to level the playing field and challenge the top teams in the years to come. Of course, we can't forget the staff. Ever since Lawrence Stroll took over Aston Martin, one thing has been crystal clear. He is hell-bent on chasing the best of the best. His investment in the team's facilities has been astronomical, and his drive to secure the right personnel to propel the team forward has been nothing short of relentless. Stroll has left no stone unturned in his quest to attract the creme de la creme of the F1 world, even if it means digging deep into his pockets and shaking up the status quo in other teams. He has declared during the team lunch, passion stems from excitement, and when I get excited, I get extremely passionate, and when I get passionate, I win. This zeal has translated into a string of high-profile hires, including TD Fallows from Red Bull, Deputy Technical Director Eric Blandon from Mercedes, and the highly experienced Luca Ferbato, who has worked with McLaren, Toro Rosso, Manor, and Sauber. All of these individuals possess a wealth of knowledge and expertise necessary to succeed at the pinnacle of F1. Mindset. Winning in Formula One is not just about having the best infrastructure and staff, but also about having the right attitude. At Aston Martin, there is a sense that they are ready to shake things up and challenge conventional thinking. They have never been afraid to take customer parts, and they are not convinced that designing and building every component themselves is the only way to succeed. TD Fallows believes that using Mercedes components has actually been a boost for the team, as they clearly do their own development. And when they realized they had started the season with the wrong car concept, they wasted no time in changing course and adopting the Red Bull solution. They are committed to the downwash design that Red Bull has pioneered rather than thinking they can come up with something better from scratch. Interestingly, Fallows has praised tech genius Adrian Newey for his lack of technical arrogance and openness to other people's ideas. He encourages the technical team at Aston Martin to be open-minded and avoid being too confident in their own ideas. This attitude of openness and willingness to learn from others can be key to Aston Martin's success in the highly competitive world of Formula One. The presence of a legend. Let's not forget the undeniable impact that the acquisition of Fernando Alonso has had on Aston Martin's recent success. The new Williams team boss, James Vowles, was quick to highlight Alonso as a critical factor in the team's leap forward, and who can blame him? With 2 world championships under his belt, it's no secret that Alonso is a force to be reckoned with on the track. But it's not just his raw talent that's making a difference. There's also the intangible effect that comes with having such a superstar on board. The team is fired up and motivated to push themselves to new heights. They know that with Alonso in the driver's seat, anything is possible. Of course, it's not just Alonso that's responsible for Aston Martin's success. There are a number of factors at play here, from the team's willingness to embrace new ideas to their clever use of Mercedes components. It's a recipe for success, and other teams could have followed, but didn't. At the end of the day, it's clear that Alonso is the cherry on top of the sundae. His presence has given the team a boost in more ways than one, and there's no denying that he's played a crucial role in Aston Martin's recent achievements. Also, Alonso himself said, "It's not just about having the opportunities, it's about having the vision and ambition to seize them." And that's exactly what Aston Martin has done. Alonso, while impressed by Aston's headline-grabbing form, is cautious about the upcoming races in Saudi Arabia and Australia, wondering if the team can maintain their form in different circuits. Yet he remains optimistic, given that the car they started with was just a very basic car that was launched with a completely new concept. According to technical director Dan Fallows, the team hit aggressive aero targets during the winter, giving them a strong baseline to work from throughout the season. Team principal Mike Crack is confident that this baseline will make it easier to develop the car as the season progresses, particularly given the tight regulations of the cost cap. Aston made progress throughout 2022, but because it started from a disadvantage, its development curve went unnoticed. This year, the team is starting on a stronger footing, allowing it to focus on aggressive targets for the car's development. Crack acknowledged that the competition is fierce and everyone has their own development plan, but he remains optimistic about Aston's prospects. As he put it, "Let's see where we get to." Boy, the 2023 F1 season is shaping up to be a real nail-biter, isn't it? With Aston Martin's promising pace during winter testing and a podium finish at the Bahrain Grand Prix, the Silverstone-based team is definitely on everyone's radar now. But can they pull off a surprise underdog title challenge? Or will they just be battling it out with the likes of Mercedes and Ferrari for second place? We want to hear from you, so leave a comment down below and don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe to stay up to date on all things F1.